Law of attraction, math, science, books, AI, flat earth, passive income, anything else I could jam into a title. Early morning mind tune-up time. Excited for you to be here. You know, the titles, it's one of those things. For all those who are new here, you're probably not new here. You've probably been here before because, according to all the things there that, I've studied, if you don't have this right hook, bam, right hook. When you start the video, you're going to lose everybody. And I get really tired of spending 30 minutes trying to think about what I'm going to say for the first 30 seconds. And so this isn't I want people to hear the message, but I wanted to get on here and get into the pattern, get into the rhythm again of doing this and having fun doing it. I don't know who's on this early in the morning at 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time where I'm at. I usually wake up, well, today I woke up about 4:45. And yeah, I just want these to be fun again, and one of the things that I find, and I don't know about you, in your content creation journey, in your business journey, your life journey, your career journey, your employment journey, are you having fun? Are you having fun? Let me know in the comments if you're having fun in your life, in your business. Is everything fun? Is some of it fun? What's not fun? I'm going to start running ads. I'm going to start doing different things because I want to get people on here that I start interacting with or I start having questions from, because one of the favorite things for me is the interaction, the collaboration, the conversation, the coaching. That's my favorite thing to do. I can get on here solo. I could probably talk for the next 5.5 hours if I had to, and I wouldn't have a problem doing that. But the thing that I know is that I have a voice that I have been tuning up for many, many years. And I love to bring energy, enthusiasm, excitement, love, passion to other people's lives so that they can do what they love. And ultimately, I've always been curious and I've always been chasing my love. And I think in my second half of my own personal career, I lost a lot of the fun out of doing things and just doing it for the pure joy of it. And I think that's made things suffer at times. And I know that when I have fun, everything works in a lot of ways. And so on here, I made up some, goofy title. I don't know if I'm even going to talk about any of these things today. I wanted to get on here and start reprogramming my mind into the practice of action. I was the massive imperfect action guy. A lot of the success I've had in business came from me just taking action, not thinking, just doing. And I have enough in me to not like jump off a cliff from just not thinking, but doing. But at the same time, I think I felt that there were negatives that came from that. And so as a byproduct, as I got older, I started to slow down and I stopped doing that. And I started overthinking. But I had this concept that I came up with last year, which was light thought and heavy thought. And the greatest successes in my life have come from light thought. And light thought was simply something came into me and I acted on it. And although one could argue, which I could look back and go, oh, you got in a bunch of debt because of that, and you had this happen. But I see that the pros in my life outweighed the cons. And so for me, I'm developing that pattern again because we're all in patterns. We're all on some level walking zombies. Today is the same as yesterday, and yesterday was the same as the day before that, and the day before that was probably the same as 6 months before that. And although there's nuances and subtleties that are different in every day, a lot of us are living the same day on autopilot and on repeat. And some of us don't like those days very much. Some of us love those days. If you love those days, then 2 thumbs up. You're succeeding in my book. But if you're not loving those days, you don't know how to get out of it. It takes a practice. It takes a consistent, conscious practice to continue to break that cycle. So for me, I didn't have to break a cycle to be a massive imperfect action guy. And honestly, people who weren't much action takers, I couldn't relate to, because I was the kid who, just grew my business out of my parents' basement for the first year and then got a building and went up from there. And then in the second half of my career with all this, success behind me, I honestly, in the main career I had built, I sustained a lot of momentum, but in another business that I was building and coaching and speaking and inspiring and attempting to make a living out of that, I struggled. I struggled a lot. And so some of you may have done really well in corporate and go into entrepreneurship and you're struggling. Some of you may have had one business and you are struggling and have not had success at all yet. And some of you have had success and now you're struggling. And so wherever you're at in your journey, if you're not struggling, then rock and roll, let's talk, because I want to find out your tips, tricks, and secrets so that we can share them with the world. But if you're struggling, I believe that we have to take conscious effort to break certain cycles. So for me, I have consumed so much content that whether you want to do YouTube, whether you want to be a writer, whether you want to be a singer, whether you want to be an actor, an athlete, a brain surgeon, or anything else in between, there are a million opinions about what is right, what is wrong, what you should do, how you should do it. This is the right way. This is the wrong way. This is the way. And I have just found that a lot of people are really confused. I know for a long time, I was really confused. The irony is when I started my production company way back in the day, I wasn't really very confused. I was just moving forward and making progress, taking MIA. But light thought is this inspired thought to an inspired action, an imperfect action. And heavy thought is where you have the thought and you haven't done any external action about it besides thinking about it. It's all internal. You're just thinking, and potentially learning. And I know this, not because I'm judging you, but because I did it over the last couple of years. I have thought hundreds and hundreds of hours about things. And it created like a creative constipation. It's like you can only eat or drink so much at any single day or any single meal before you ain't gonna feel very good. And some of you probably don't feel very good because you've consumed so much without having it go through you and come out of you, metaphorically speaking. And I know for me, that's been a big thing. This aspect of this is a release. And for me, sometimes I have to get back to it's therapeutic in and of itself to do this. And I do it a lot completely in private, or I do it with, my coach or some of my clients. But they're always telling me, oh, this is so beneficial. So many people could be helped by this. And then I heard a guy recently just say, just turn on the camera. Just turn on the camera and talk. He wasn't talking to me. It was on a YouTube video. Just turn on the camera. Whatever you're going to do, just turn on the camera. And so I've gotten so caught up about the first 30 seconds of a video that I don't even want to turn on the camera. Because when I coach somebody, when I have a conversation with somebody, when I've sold a wedding video, sold a video production project, when I've sold anything in business or life, my best things are when I just do it. I just talk. I don't overthink it and overanalyze it. And then I iterate from that time. So there was a time when I did that and I was horrible at it and probably didn't sell very much. And then I could do it years later, naturally, quickly, and easily. Right? But it was through the practice. But my practice isn't through just thinking about things and just learning about things. I did not go to college. I do not like formal education. I do not like going through a curriculum. I do not like going through a step-by-step. I like taking action. I learn through action. I don't know about you. I cannot speak for you. But I know so well that action creates clarity. And if you wanted to play the guitar great, visualizing it will be a phenomenal step. They talk about the power of visualization. But simultaneously, if you visualize plus actualize plus do it, take action, do and play the guitar, you will get better at it. But just simply thinking about playing the guitar, you can't learn to ride a bike by simply watching videos on how to ride a bike. You have to get on the bike. You have to get in the water and swim. You can't just watch videos like this and want to do something like this without first having, turn this light off and we'll turn this thing off, right? Can't easily get on that light, right? But we've got all the stuff I could turn, little one over there, I could talk it in here. Now probably the camera's gonna have a hard time focusing, but maybe this is how you do your first videos, right? Maybe this is how you do your first video before you could do it like I just had it. And if you're just coming on and you're brand new here, then you don't know what it just looked like. Let me get it back on to how it did, right? Oh, hey, that's a little different. Hold on, it's my wife. Just 1 second. Honey? Hey, babe. I'm gonna finish up this live. You got 20 minutes. Love you. Okay, you got 10 minutes. Love you. We got to go somewhere this morning, so I got 10 minutes myself. And let me turn on this other light, right? So I got all this lighting. I have all this, different things and different ways that I can set all this up, right? That I can play with. But for me, this is pretty easy. Why? Because I've been in video for like 18 years. Right? So this whole thing is not a big deal to me, the video part, but it might be a big deal to you. So for you, you might not be great on camera and your camera stuff might not look good, but you might have this dream and desire to do this. Then you just got to get on that camera and talk. And you know what? There's a cool new feature. If we go to YouTube, you can go to my YouTube if you're on YouTube or wherever you're at. They brought it back. Well, it's not really a feature, but you can go. You see here, will it focus? Maybe. Right in there. Whoop, it's gone. But it says oldest. Click on the oldest. You'll find a lot of YouTube channels that you might like that have millions of subscribers. And you click oldest and you see their video from 8 years ago. And they might have 3 and 8 years ago, 1 and 7 years ago, none in 6, 5, 4 years ago. And then they have some in 3 years ago. And then all of a sudden they have a ton in the last year. But I almost promise you that the people who have left it up, you will see a night and day dramatic difference in the videos they've loaded in the last 12 months versus the video that they loaded 8 years ago. And I love the ones who have left them up because you get to see a journey, a progression. And so really my message for you isn't about law of attraction, math, science, books, AI, flat earth, passive income. This is probably for the people who already like to listen to me, not the new people, but we'll see what happens. But nonetheless, this is about experimentation, testing, exploring, turning on the camera, picking up the guitar, playing the flute, playing with AI, playing with coding, learning about cooking, learning about writing, learning about speaking, learning about selling. Just explore. And if you're in a cycle of overthinking, I don't really have any better advice in this moment than like today. Yesterday, I spent probably 30, 40 minutes before I went live to come up with this title, to think about what I was going to say at the very beginning. And although I believe that there's a power in that, and that can really help the videos get seen more, it's not fun for me. It's not fun. And right now, I'd rather have 20 people get to see something than the thought that there could be 20,000, but there's never going to be 20,000 because I won't even record one video. So what aren't you doing? Like just getting on here and doing this in this way feels so good. It feels so good. And I just did a video 4 weeks ago that was about doing this, just getting on. Whether I get on live twice in a day, once in a day, every other day, every day, once a month, every 3 weeks, whatever it is, just keep showing up and doing it. Because in certain levels, it's like a diary for me. These things are therapeutic. These are me thinking my thoughts. I get clarity when I think my thoughts out loud. That's how I coach myself. These words I speak right now to you, the person listening to this, the 1, the 2, the 5, the 50, the 500, the 5,000, the 5 million. I'm so serious right now. And it's getting harder and harder for me to be because I just want to have the message is fun. Are you having fun? And if the methods that you're attempting to use in your business and life are not fun, shake it up a bit. And when you come from an abundance mindset, if I come and think this is the only video I'm ever going to create and it's the end of the world and I have this very lax, scarce mindset versus this is one of 4,000 more, I'm not too worried about saying the wrong thing, about messing up, about, having my hair look a certain way, having my hat on backwards, having my glasses off, having it, a little funky, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. And I know that right now in life, it will be the actions that create whatever that you want in life. These three symbols, keep getting it clear and getting asked about it. We go from the wrench, skill set, heart set, mindset. We've got to develop strong skill sets. And over time, the more skill sets you have, the more value that you can create, probably the more money that you can get paid. You got a heart set. You've got that love and passion for what you do, enthusiasm, and excitement, and a joy and a fun. And people will look at you and say, I don't get it. How did you do that? And there's been so many things that I look at and I can't look and create a step-by-step framework because it is the invisible work that made the difference. I heard this from a lady named Simone Seol that I really enjoy. The invisible work versus the visible work. The wrench is the visible work. The heart and the lightning bolt are the invisible work. There are people you're looking at right now, you can't understand how they're having the success they're having. You can't break it down with the logical brain, looking at what they're doing logically from a skill set, from a physical world perspective, because there are things going on behind the scenes. There are things going on inside that person that you cannot see and you cannot easily replicate. I'm just getting off today. Simple little message. What would be better if you needed to walk to lose weight? Walk an hour a day for 3 weeks and not walk again for a year? Or walk 10 minutes a day for 3 weeks, 11 minutes a day for 3 weeks, 15 minutes a day for 3 weeks, 10 minutes a day for 3 weeks, 5 minutes a day for 3 weeks, 20 minutes a day for 3 weeks, 30 minutes a day for 3 weeks, no minutes a day for a week, 5 minutes a day for a week? And it won't be exact like that. It could be all over the map. But most of the people that we're seeing, from actors, entertainers, athletes, YouTubers, whomever, they literally just kept creating. I mean, a lot of people know who Mr. Beast is now. He's been coming out more than ever more recently. He's one of the biggest YouTubers I think that are out there. His average video gets over 100 million views. And there's still plenty of people who have no clue who he is. I guarantee my parents have no clue who he is. Do you know who he is? If you're watching this and you hear me say that, just say, yes, Mr. Beast. I know who he is. But he had videos where he just spent 14 hours saying, I like ice cream. I don't know if that's a specific one, but basically one's the equivalent of that. That's all he did. Somebody watched it. Somebody watched it. In fact, some of those videos have hundreds of thousands and millions of views. Will they work today? I don't know. I can't guarantee you anything. But just have fun. So rock and roll. Sending you tons of love on this beautiful day. And I hope you get some value out of this. It puts a smile on your face. I'm not here to take life too seriously. I want to have fun with this more and more every day. So enjoy your day. Keep rocking. Keep rolling. And we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.